only to get to the end and realize you don't actually know what you read. That is a very common occurrence, especially if you're reading in a second language. Reading is more than just decoding letters. Reading is how you access information. You need to be able to read for meaning and understanding. In the IELTS reading test, your ability to read for meaning will be tested. That's why it's extremely important to master the key reading strategies to maximize your reading efficiency and easily extract information from a text. What are keywords? Keywords are very important in the IELTS reading, and you'll find out why in this lesson. So, do you know what keywords are? Keywords are words and phrases that sum up the main idea of the sentence. If you had to search something on Google, for example, you would type in keywords. Let's see if you can identify keywords. What are the keywords in this sentence? Rent increases are affecting the economy. The keywords are rent increases and economy. Keywords are usually nouns, adjectives, adverbs, and verbs, but there are exceptions and it does depend on the context. Now, before we start with this lesson, I have a question for you. Do you know how to read? Sure, you can read the words on your screen right now, but that's really just decoding letters. Reading is more than that. Do you know how to truly read? Do you know how to get a general grasp of what a text means? Do you know how to find specific information in a text to answer questions about it? This lesson will teach you. Let me familiarize you with how I recommend you read the texts in the reading section of the IELTS. First, you need to preview the text. Previewing the text means guessing what the text might be about and imagining the context of the text. Next, you need to read the questions. Reading the questions before you start actually reading the text is very beneficial because you need to know what information to look out for while you are reading. Next, you need to skim the text. Skimming the text refers to reading the text quickly to find the general meaning of the text. Lastly, you need to scan the text for specific information so that you can answer the questions. The first step you can take to acing your reading test is previewing the text. Previewing is extremely important, especially in second language reading. Now, you might be wondering, what is previewing? Previewing is what you do before you begin to read the text. When you preview a text, you use your knowledge about the world to predict what the text might be about. You don't need to write anything down. You simply take a moment to think about it. When you are previewing a text in the IELTS reading section, you can start by reading the title and subtitle, if there is a subtitle, of the text. Then you need to look at the pictures, if there are any. You will then use your own knowledge about the world to imagine what the context of the text might be. In other words, where you might find the text. You can then start to guess what the text might be about. It also helps to predict the structure of the text. Will there be an introduction, a body, and a conclusion? Will it be in dialogue format? These are the types of questions you should ask yourself before reading a text. Here is the title of a text, A Cure for the Common Cold. This text was extracted from an official IELTS practice test. Here are some questions you can ask yourself in your head as a means of previewing the text. Firstly, a keyword review. What do you know about the common cold? And how is the word cure related to the word common cold? What might the text be about? Where could you find the text? In other words, what could the context be? Let's answer these questions one by one. The key words in the title are common cold and cure. What do you know about the common cold and cures? How are the key words related? A common cold is an illness that is characterized by a sore throat and a runny nose. A cure is something that can heal an illness, such as the common cold. Now, what might the text be about? In other words, what is the theme of the text? Well, judging by the key words of the title, the text will probably be a description of a cure or a remedy for the common cold. It might even be an article that gives general advice for those suffering from the common cold. Where could you find the text? In other words, what is the context? You could probably find the text in magazines, newspapers, health blogs, etc. Now, at this point, you might be wondering why previewing is necessary. Well, the schema theory suggests that your background knowledge will guide your comprehension of a text. In other words, your understanding and knowledge of the world will make it possible for you to understand a text. You need to be able to relate a text to your own cultural experience and understanding so that it will make sense to you. Now that you've previewed the title of the text, it's time to read the questions. Reading the questions is an extremely important part of the IELTS reading section. In the IELTS test, you will start by reading each question. You will then highlight the key words of each question. These questions were extracted from an official IELTS practice test. As you can see, these are the types of questions where you fill in the blanks to complete the sentences. Take a moment to read the questions.
I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to I've got an itch I can't scratch, I'm missing a piece that could be a whole part of me, an open wound scar to see. Everybody come here, gather round. Welcome to the freak show, the best in town. What the hell's wrong with me? I don't get along with anybody, honestly. I've been living in my own head constantly. Thoughts jumbled around, think I need a new lobotomy. All these thoughts are too negative. I don't wanna get lost in the sedative. I've gotta show them what I got, I'm competitive. You know I'm about to go walk, I won't let them win, I'll take this stab. I wanna chase the bag, I wanna win, I can change all the things I lack. I gotta face the facts, I got a taste in that. Got me obsessed with the rest, I got an itch to scratch. Run until you're prouder, bubble doubters, there's young downers. I swear to God, they all let me down. I always thought just to wear the crown. I'm a dog with these fucking clowns. Don't make it now. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop. think a fucking swing? Do you got heart? Are you mean? Got some scars, got some needs, are you willing to go bleed? I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm put off in these fucking clouds. I will do everything it's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. I swear to God they all let me down. Don't try to stop just to wear the crown.
You will skim the text. Skimming is very important for reading comprehension in your IELTS reading.
Let's go. Yo, I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna look back. I'm never gonna look back. Cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast, and that's facts. Only I can make a change. Slowly take a step today. I will never be the same. Cause that's what it takes. I'm never gonna look back. Cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast, and that's facts. Only I can make a change. Slowly take a step today. I will never be the same. Cause that's what it takes.
Here I've marked some of the synonymous keywords. Gargle with salt water is written in almost exactly the same way as in the questions. Preventative measure is closely related to safe from future illness. Steam is written identically in both texts, and relieves congested sinuses is synonymous to clear the nose. Cough is written identically in both the text and the questions. Now take some time again to scan through part 3 of the text and take note of the synonymous keywords. Here I've marked some of the synonymous keywords. Chicken soup is written the same in the questions and the text. Medicinally beneficial is synonymous with curative properties. Hot curry and spicy curry mean the same thing. Decongestant is closely related to clear the airways. Emotional well-being is synonymous to mood. You may be wondering why you should scan the text and match the keywords. While you scan and find matching keywords, you will start to find the answers to some questions. If you find a keyword that is synonymous with a keyword in a question, it's likely that the answer is close. Now that you have taken all these steps, you will probably be able to answer most, if not all, of the questions. Here are some tips for answering the questions. Firstly, if there is a question you don't know, leave it blank and come back to it later if you have time. The next tip is to practice what you have learned on the IELTS practice reading tests on the IELTS website. The more you practice, the quicker you will be able to finish the reading section of the IELTS. Remember, there is a time limit. To summarize what you have learned today, first preview the text, then read the questions and highlight the keywords. Next, skim the text. In other words, quickly read through the text to understand the general meaning. Next, scan the text and highlight keywords that match those in the questions. Lastly, answer the questions that you can answer